Hello all, my name is Dinesh Athuri and today we will be discussing about MongoDB Atlas cluster and AWS, and we will be integrating it with our Flask backend and Dialogflow chatbot. Why we are studying MongoDB? The basic and the fundamental question arises here. MongoDB is basically a NoSQL database which stores the data in the form of JSON and a key value pairs, you can say. If you have to provide an analogy with the SQL, then table is equivalent to collection and rows is equivalent to documents. So inside collection there are a lot of documents. So why we are using MongoDB Atlas? Because we don't need to set up MongoDB manually on our cloud platform, and it is free for 500 MB entire cluster. So we will discuss how to integrate it with our COVID-19 chatbot with our Flask backend, because we have to save user and bot conversation in our database. Now, what are the steps? So first of all, we have to create a MongoDB Atlas account, which is free. Then we have to create a cluster with AWS. And by the way, MongoDB Atlas is using different cloud providers in the backend like AWS, Google Cloud, or Microsoft Azure. So you can create any of the cluster, which is free for 500 MB. And then you have to create a username and password. Then you have to make IP whitelist. If you will provide 0.0.0.0/0, so what it means is anybody can access your database or anybody can hit your database. But if you are providing your IP address, particular your IP address, then you will hit your database. So basically it's a security. So we are doing basically a testing. So I'm just doing it 0.0.0, so anybody can hit my database. So it is basically a additional security check you can integrate with your database. And then so we have to create our database and collection name, and then finally we will generate our connection URL so that we can connect it with our Flask application. So let's start with the practical part. So you have to go to MongoDB Atlas website, just click on it and create your account. You can see over here that it is saying start with free account. So just do the sign in and login. I have already done that. After login, you will be able to see that it is saying me shared clusters and dedicated and all. So we have to use free one. So just click on create cluster. Now you can see over here that we have created a starter cluster. We'll be using AWS, and I'm selecting North Virginia. Okay, and you can see over here that it is showing me 512 MB storage. Okay, so yeah, cluster name is 0, and you can see over here it is showing free. So let's click on create cluster. So it will take some time. As you can see that it is telling you that we are deploying your changes. It is basically connecting your MongoDB Atlas to AWS. So now this is your dashboard whenever you will do the sign in your account. So now our next step is to create a new user. So we will go inside database access and we have to click on add new database user. So you can give any name like testing, or just make it like COVID, and then you have to make your password. Anything you can make your password, and then you have to give read and write access to the database, and then you have to click add user. Okay, so you will be able to see that your new database user is created. So now our next step is IP whitelist. So we will go inside network access and then IP whitelist option, and then click on add IP address. So what IP whitelist is doing basically is providing an extra security check. So if you will provide your own IP address here, so you will be only able to connect with your database. But here we are doing it for testing, so you can make it for public and confirm. So you can see over here that it is showing pending status, so it will take some time. Now we have to create our database and our collection in order to save the bot and user conversation. So it will take some time. Let it load for a moment. So we can see over here that our IP whitelist is active, and then our next step is to create a collection or a database. So just go to cluster and you will be able to see that your cluster is ready. Then you have to click collections, And now inside collections, you have to click add my own data. So you have to give your database name. It can be anything like COVID-19 DB, something like this, or collection name can be like chat records, and just hit create. So it will take some time and your database and collection will be ready. So basically you will be able to see over here that all the rows inside the database. So database is COVID-19 database and our collection is chat underscore record. So inside chat underscore record collection, we will have multiple documents. So you will be able to see that insert document option over here. So you can insert your document manually here, but we have to insert this document from our code basically in the form of user and bot conversation. Okay, so let's quickly go to the connection part and we have to create a connection. So now in order to connect it with our Python or Flask code or a backend, then we have to generate a connection URL. So go to overview inside cluster. So you will be able to see over here that your cluster, and you have to click connect, and then you have to click connect our application, and driver would be Python and version would be 3.6L or later. Then you have to copy and paste this link, and let's copy and paste it somewhere in the notepad. Okay, all right, so we are good to go and our MongoDB hosting as a service is set up. So you can see over here that there are 3 steps now to integrate our MongoDB with our Python and Flask code. So first of all, you have to go to your terminal and you have to install PyMongo library. So you have to write a command pip install PyMongo equal to 3.9.0, because I have installed it with the latest 3.10 version, but it won't work for me anyhow. So I'm giving the workaround for it. So you have to install specifically this particular library. So basically by using PyMongo, we will be creating MongoDB client inside a Python Flask. So and by using MongoDB client, we will be accessing our database through URL. Then we have to copy paste this particular URL which we have basically generated from our MongoDB Atlas account, and then we will be inserting documents in the form of user and bot conversation. So let's quickly jump to PyCharm code and you will be able to see app.py file over here. So first of all, we have to do from PyMongo import MongoDB client. So as I have told you that we have to import MongoDB client in order to make a Flask and MongoDB connection through URL. Okay, and then let's assume that user has asked for the some report for the India. Then as we have seen earlier in the previous videos that all the requests will come over here inside the /webhook, and which is our route request. It will process the Dialogflow request. Okay, so inside process request we will be able to see that there is a variable db equal to configure database. So you will be able to see that in the part 4th I have commented this particular configure database because we were testing it locally and till the time we haven't set up our MongoDB. So now you have to uncomment that part. So you will go inside a configure database method, and now you have to create a MongoDB client basically. So you have to create a MongoDB client object and you have to copy and paste your particular URL which you have generated from MongoDB Atlas account. And specifically I'm mentioning over here that you have to give your username and password. So you can see over here that I have given my COVID is a username, and password you have to give your password. It can be anything XYZ which depends on you. Okay, and then I'm returning client.get database and my database name. So now if you will go up, and then you will see that inside DB I'm having the connection with my database and a Flask. Okay, so now my Flask is my Flask will be able to access MongoDB database using DB. Okay, our intent is matched with the search country. So now we have make the API request for India, and a report is generated, and you can see over here that we are setting all the report in the form of string, And then you will be able to see over here that there is a method log.save conversation. So log is basically a object for our class conversation.py. So if you will see the use of log, so you will be able to see that log is equal to, inside process request method, log is equal to conversation.log. Conversation.py is basically a file name and class is our log. So we have done it like this, log equal to conversation.log. Okay, and then inside log class I have created a method save conversation, which is responsible to save the user and bot conversation. So you will be able to see that it is taking session ID, user message, bot message, and intent of the user, and DB connection. So what is DB connection? DB connection is basically the MongoDB client which we have created through URL just now. Hitting the Rapid API and getting the response, we are saving the user and bot conversation. So by passing session ID, country name which user has asked for the detailed report, and then webhook response, and then intent of the user, and DB variable. DB variable basically has a connection with the MongoDB. Okay, so now let's go inside the save conversation method. Now I am creating some date and time, and now finally this is the main part. Just focus it over here, guys. I'm creating a dictionary. So as I have told you earlier in the video that MongoDB saves the database in the form of JSON or a dictionary, you can say in the terms of Python. So I'm creating a dictionary where session ID, user intent is acting like a key, user bot is acting like a key, and so these username, bot message are acting like a value. So we are saving the data in the form of key and value pairs. Now I'm getting my collection name chat records inside a DB connection, and I'm putting it inside records. Now I'm doing a records.insert one, and I'm inserting my dictionary. As we can see over here that if we will go inside the basic chatbot flow, so you will be able to see that whenever user queried something to the Dialogflow, and Dialogflow will hits the JSON request inside our webhook route, and our Python Flask code will process that and makes a DB connection basically, and then saves the conversation inside the MongoDB in the form of documents. Okay, so this is how our database is working finally, and you will be able to see the data inside our at my MongoDB inside chat records. So you will be able to see that I'm saving all the data. So user is said hi, then bot respond hello, hope you are doing good and all. So intent was welcome to greet the user, and if user said exit, then end conversation was the intent, and something like this. Okay, so this is how our database is working. So in the real time, if you are working on some other projects like HR or HR domain or a finance domain or some ticket booking system, then this is the way you will be connecting your all the chatbot with the database, or basically a Python code with the database, and that's how you can fetch and give the response back to the Dialogflow from your database. So in the next video, we will be discussing about integration of our chatbot with the Telegram, and we will customize UI specifically for the Telegram. If you like my video, kindly subscribe my channel, share it with your friends. Thank you.